Hi, today I want to talk about what the heck is an overtone and how the heck do you do it? I've been watching people make these really weird droning sounds, and then on top of it are these ethereal whistles that doesn't even seem possible to come out of a human being. But it is. So, an overtone is basically separating the frequencies in a tone that you're hearing. So if I'm doing ooh, there's a lot of frequencies in there making the one tone we're hearing. And when you're doing an overtone, you do something with your tongue to separate it so you still hear the lower frequencies, and then you split it up so that you start to hear the higher frequencies. And you're making two tones or two tones at once, I guess. You're hearing two tones at once. There's two ways to do it that I've learned, and you can use the best way. Either way to get there works. The first way is chanting Om. Om. And it helps you get into the head voice. And if you don't know what the head voice is you just know you're there when your whole head is vibrating, okay? The other way to do it is going from ooh to e. Ooh. So basically, both those ways are getting you to get into the tongue position of The tip of the tongue is toward the bottom of the mouth, and the middle of the tongue is arcing, the middle to back of the tongue is arcing toward the roof of the mouth. And when you play with this, let's say if this is the tongue, you kind of play with it in different ways when you're in that sound. You're going to start to split the tone into its individual frequencies, and that's when you start to sing or hear more than one tone at a time. So be gentle with yourself. What I've learned in the past 2 weeks of trying this out is that if I relax here and really get out of the mindset that it's hard, then I start hearing those frequencies. Another little tip is that if you have a strong tone, you'll have a better bet at dividing that tone into its frequencies and hearing the higher frequencies and separating it. And thirdly is if you get in the shower, it creates a nice white noise, background noise, so that you can start to hear the frequencies. Now I'm starting to hear them, and it's really exciting because at first I couldn't at all. I'm starting to hear them, and they're these pretty etheric high kind of whistles. I can hear them in my head, and I'm not sure if people can hear them out here yet, but I will try to give you a little example. If not, there's tons of people on YouTube that can share with you those high, beautiful whistles. And I just encourage you to really stick with it. And it's a little uncomfortable and weird and hard at first, but just stay with it and try to just relax all through here. And I find that it's kind of addicting. I've been doing it in the car. I've been doing it in my shower. My kids are like, "What are you doing?" It sounds weird, but I just love doing it because when I start to hear those high frequencies, it's heavenly, I think. So stay with it. And I'm going to give you a little example of what it is. Here we go. So I did it a few times, and I definitely in the middle one heard it go a little higher. I don't know if it translated onto here, but it was really pretty. So it just keeps me, when I hear those little hints, it just keeps me wanting to keep doing it. Supposedly, doing overtones has a very high sound healing quality to it. So it's real good for you, and it starts to clear your mind. I actually did it today. Dropped my son off. We had a little disagreement as I was dropping him off, and was in my head around it all. Well, I started to do these overtones, and it just got me right out of my head and really got me focused. One tip I'd love to give you is that to work on your breath, get some breathing exercises to help elongate your breath, because the more breath you have to play with, the more you'll be able to practice and stay with the tone rather than having to keep breathing. And one suggestion I have is play with the muscles of the rib cage, taking a breath and keeping the rib cage expanded as you slowly let the breath out with your overtoning instead of collapsing quickly. So getting the muscles around the rib cage tone to stay expanded is really going to help you have a longer breath so that you play with the overtones for a longer period of time. Have fun. Please let me know how you're doing. Post in the comments a little video or a link to your video of the overtones that you're coming up with. I would love to hear it and see it. All right, take care.